Hey everybody, my name is Paul Esden Jr., aka Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. We continue Aaron Rodgers watch, and as of Friday morning here, no trade is done. It's not finished yet, but again, good things come to those who wait, people. But we did get an update, and every morning I've been camping by Get Up, which starts at 8 o'clock on ESPN, because they have a different insider on every day. Diana Rossini yesterday, which we talked about, Jeremy Fowler on this morning, and I just kind of camp out there so I can record and get you guys the latest update immediately on Twitter, which, by the way, at BoyGreen25. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe, and also follow along on Twitter. Here is the latest update from Jeremy Fowler. It's interesting. There is unfortunately a holding pattern here between the Jets and Packers, which is not good news, but there is good news sprinkled in here with the Jets being the last team left in the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes. Interesting nugget, which affords them the luxury of being patient. Let's go to the clip. Let's roll the footage. Here it is on Twitter. This is the latest from Jeremy Fowler on ESPN's Get Up.
As of right now. Okay, I just checked with some people. I'm told it is quiet at the moment. We believe that there's a bit of a holding pattern right now. But the people I've talked to also believe that there's mutual interest here, that the meetings went well enough that both sides are open to potentially partnering up. But it's a delicate situation between Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. We're talking 15 years together. There's a lot to sort out. So the sense right now is that the Jets are being patient and they're waiting. They remain optimistic. But here's the key thing is that I've scoured the earth for another team involved in this deal. I can't find one. Raiders, Panthers, whoever. There's really nobody else. It appears right now that this is Jets or bust.
There you are. That is from Jeremy Fowler. You guys can listen to the rest of the clip on my Twitter account. But those are the juicy deets that Raiders, Vegas, Carolina, all these other teams have been floated out like, watch out, Aaron Rodgers could go there. Doesn't sound like it. From Jeremy Fowler, it's Jets or bust. And we've kind of talked about that before, but that Jeremy Fowler, ESPN NFL Insider, has quote unquote scoured the earth to try to see if there's some other team in the mix. There isn't. So again, it is Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets or retiring. It seems like those are going to be the final two options. Now, interestingly, Jeremy Fowler said last night on a Twitter space that money was kind of a holdup here with the Jets. And it didn't sound like he mentioned that as really a big factor here. And actually, before we turned off the camera because it came in a random segment or two later, but Jeremy Fowler said this, that quote, the framework for a trade is pretty much done between the Jets and Packers. They'll have to figure out a few fine point details, but ultimately it's just waiting on Aaron Rodgers. So here we are, latest update, giving you guys the latest. You know, I'm a little bit more tempered today than I was yesterday because I think we're just in the eye of the storm. We're just waiting for this to come to fruition. And like I said, I feel like we've progressed a little too far along here for a trade not to happen. Now we're getting to the nitty gritty. Today we're recording March 10th, Friday morning. The legal tampering period, is on March 13th at noon. That's when teams can legally start talking to people. And that's when the real deadline is. There's not a real deadline, but this is just what I'm talking about. That the Jets want to know if Aaron Rodgers is on the team or not on the team. First off, you want to know if he's on the team because he can help recruit other people to the table. Sauce kind of hinted at that on all his social media doings last night as well. So that is knowledge. Knowledge is power. And having Aaron Rodgers obviously will be a little bit easier to recruit free agents to the team. The new league year does not kick off until March 15th on that Wednesday at 4 o'clock. So things are, bubbling here in terms of the NFL offseason calendar. We need to know. Aaron Rodgers watch. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know it was going to last as long. We were using words yesterday from Diana who's seen it, like on the brink, poised, on the verge. She didn't use the verge one, but you get it, that we're like right there. We're at the goal line. We just need to push this thing in. So we'll see if indeed today is ultimately the day. Probably Diana Rossini is going to break the story. She seems to have been the closest in all of this, but maybe it's Aaron Rodgers who's going to break the story. Who knows? I'll tell you this. Here's the little, guys, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. We're going to have a superstar guest scheduled to join us on the show later today, early afternoon when I get back from the radio station. And I'm praying that Aaron Rodgers makes his decision by then, because the interview is going to turn up a few percentage points higher in heat if that indeed happens. So fingers crossed, big time interview, guys. Make sure you check it out. It is a ESPN personality I've never had on the show before this point, and he's an absolute superstar. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Again, guys, make sure you don't miss it. Hopefully we're talking Aaron Rodgers trade and everything else from from that perspective. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Like the video, hit subscribe. Again, it seems like it's Jets or bust. It seems like it's right there. It's all about Aaron Rodgers making the decision, and we'll see if indeed today's the day. A quick video to get you guys going, get you guys raring and ready to go. Hopefully we have news sooner rather than later. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you.